Trump wins legal nod to deploy troops in Portland amid escalating federal state tension. In a landmark decision deepening America's constitutional debate over executive power, a divided U.S. appeal court has ruled that former President Donald Trump can deploy National Guard troops to Portland, Oregon, despite firm opposition from both city and state leaders. The Ninth U.S. Circuit Court for Appeals, in a 2-1 ruling, granted the Justice Department's request to suspend a lower court's injunction that had blocked Trump's deployment order. The panel stated that the federal government's decision to send troops was justified by protest-related violence targeting federal properties, including damage to an immigration and custom enforcement facility. The ruling, supported by Trump-appointed judges Bridget, Bade, and Ryan Nelson, underscored the judiciary's growing ideological divide. Judge Nelson further asserted that the court lacked jurisdiction to review a president's troop deployment decision, a stance critics argue dangerously expands executive authority. However, dissenting Judge Susan Graber, and Clinton-era appointee, described the ruling as not merely absurd but perilous, warning that it opens the door for presidents to use the military domestically in response to merely inconvenient protest. The case stems from Trump's September 27 order to deploy 200 National Guard troops to Portland, a move critics call part of his broader effort to extend or exert control over Democratic-led states under the guise of federal law enforcement. The White House, however, praised the appellate court's decision, asserting that Trump had exercised his lawful authority to protect federal assets and personnel. The former president has also petitioned the U.S. Supreme Court to affirm his right to deploy troops to Democratic strongholds such as Chicago and Portland, further intensifying the nation's political polarization ahead of the upcoming election cycle.